Morning traders, and welcome to another week in markets. Okay, so the market that everyone is focused on and the market that is trending exceptionally well is gold. So gold on Friday, we went through 2,700. We were up about $30, and we closed up around 27.20 for new record highs. Now look, there's a few things that are behind this move in gold. Obviously, one of the first things is the geopolitical risks. What is happening, in the Middle East. So the market is very concerned, obviously, about what may happen with Israel and Iran, and whether or not it actually drags US into this war. So look, there is a war premium that has been built into gold and will continue to be built into gold. Look, obviously, gold is you can't sell it at the moment. The other thing that is obviously helping gold at the moment is what's happening with US debt. US debt is actually now spiraling out of control. US is actually now adding $1 trillion to its debt every 100 days. A lot of the market is now looking at this as unsustainable. So we had actually banks on Wall Street last week that actually came out and said that US Treasuries have now lost their safe haven status. US Treasuries previously were one of the best safe haven assets, and losing its safe haven status now means that the only real safe haven is gold. And so on the back of that, we've got a lot of analysts now that are very bullish on gold longer term. So forget about 3,000 targets. Their targets are 5,000 plus for gold. Okay, so moving along, the other market that did exceptionally well on Friday is silver. So silver is also a precious metal, and it's highly correlated to gold. So when gold goes up, silver generally goes up as well. Now look, the record high for silver is a long way above market, at $50. But what silver did on Friday was actually quite meaningful. Silver actually finally decisively broke through multi-year highs at $32.50 and had a run up towards $34. So silver on Friday was up almost 7%. So it actually well outperformed gold finally, and doing some catch-up work. Silver is one of those commodities that when it does actually start to trend, it can be quite aggressive. So look, short-term targets for silver, I think quite obvious. Traders are going to be targeting $35 for silver. But no doubt, if silver does, break $35, there's a good chance that we could see, another sharp, run up in silver. So just like gold, look, you cannot be selling silver. Silver is a buy on dips. Okay, so moving along, the other focus for markets at the moment still is China. China has been exceptionally volatile. But we did have a positive close on Friday. Shanghai Comp actually closed up almost 3%. Now, today we are expecting, or the market is expecting, cuts in the LPRs, the loan prime rates. So the 1-year LPR and the 5-year LPR in China, probably about 20 to 25 basis points there. So look, that should be supportive for Chinese markets. But the other thing that traders are looking forward to is that at the end of October, we do have the People's National Congress in China. And there's a good chance we'll actually find out about some more fiscal stimulus when that happens. And that is something that the market desperately wants to hear about and wants details about and more specifics about. Is China fiscal stimulus, and look, if they do get news on this, no doubt that will also be supportive of Chinese markets. So look, cautiously bullish on Chinese markets. Okay, so every week we have been seeing a global central bank easing. Last week we saw the European Central Bank, ECB, cut rates. This week it's the turn of the Bank of Canada, the BOC, So they meet on Wednesday. Okay, so the market is a little bit undecided exactly what to expect here, whether or not it's a 50 basis point cut or a 25 basis point cut. Recently it did have weaker than expected inflation data, and that's why we've got one part of the market looking for 50 basis points, but the Canadian employment market is still held up and it's still solid, and that's why we've also got a camp looking only for 25 basis points. So no doubt we will see some volatility for dollar CAD on the back of this rate decision. Look, if it's 50 basis points, obviously dollar CAD will continue to trend upwards, above 138. But if we do only get a 25 basis point cut, then that should be supportive for the Canadian dollar, and we may see dollar CAD sell off a touch and go lower than these 138 levels where we are at the moment. Okay, so lastly, at the moment, we still obviously just started, and US third quarter corporate earnings season. The big name that will be reporting earnings this week is Tesla. So Tesla is one of the Magnificent Seven, so one of the big stocks globally and for the US. When it reports earnings, its stock can go up 10% or sell off 10%. We normally see some very big moves on the back of earnings releases, and no doubt that will also feed into sentiment for the NASDAQ index. So whether or not it's a positive earnings release for Tesla or a negative release, if you are trading NASDAQ, you certainly need to watch out for that on the close of market on Wednesday. Okay, so I hope you have a great start to the week trading, and we'll check back in with you shortly.